In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 reasons, really good reasons why you should keep going, you should persevere. Hey, I'm Supriya. I'm a self-mastery coach helping you become unstoppable to have the life and business that you love. Today, I want to talk about if you are someone that is thinking, oh, it's too late for me to learn this, to create this, and I'm feeling hopeless about, this dream that I have. So I'm going to quit. I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead because it's just not seeming reasonable for me to go after this. And it's likely that you are feeling like it's too late because maybe you're feeling too old. Maybe you've got already competing, priorities, and maybe this desire to create this reality for yourself is coming from having others inspire you, right? To be more, to have more, to do more. But the little you, the mind you, is saying, maybe not. And you're getting really practical on yourself. And practically, it's seeming a little bit tight, a little bit impossible for you. So this is what I want to kind of encourage you to think of before you completely shut it off. So one of the things that you need to know is that it's never too late to go after anything that your soul desires to have for yourself. Because as long as you're alive, you're going to have these voices come, and there will be certain reasons why you need to experience those situations that you're desiring to experience. And one of the disservices that you can do to yourself is to actually shut those voices down and, kind of take the easier route of going, well, it's too hard, so I'm just going to go do nothing about it, right? Because that's the easier thing to do nothing about it. The harder thing to do is actually honor that voice, which a lot of people have normalized to say, no, that's too hard for me, so I won't do it. Or they, have all these narratives to go, no, that's not my thing, right? That's not my path. I'm not going to do it. But as your friend, as your coach friend, I want to actually give you a perspective that if I hadn't heard this perspective, I probably wouldn't have chosen to remain on this path. I would have picked my voice of fear instead, or limitations. One of these things is that, yes, there are many desires that don't make sense in our mind, but there is a process that you can do for yourself to get clear about what is the goal or the vision that you can select for yourself for the season of your life that you're in currently. Because what that means is that, yes, you have a desire to express more, and that is being creative, letting the creative forces express themselves through you. But all you need is a little bit more clarity about what is the right version for you. And you have to know that you actually don't know what the right version is for you without thinking of it using some method. You cannot just decide without some sort of a method behind it. So unless you have a method to decide that this, whatever that looks like for you, this outcome, this desire that you have is not right for you because you have assessed it in a methodical way, then you don't know, right? So what I would love to encourage you is to see that whatever your process is for deciding that this thing that you really want to do but you don't want to do because of practical reasons, there is a process that we do here which looks at what is your goal, what are sort of the goals that you have, and which is the goal that you need to adopt right now. So the thing about these dreams is that it's the person that you're becoming in the pursuit of these dreams rather than the actual dream itself. Like they say, reach for the moon or aim for the moon and you'll land on the stars. So it's similar when you set these goals, which are taking birth from a desire. And this desire is telling you that there is a desire in you to be more. Because whatever you want to create, whoever you want to be as a title or whatever, it's actually coming from a desire, a deeper desire to be more. So you can definitely do more with that desire than maybe what your intellectual mind has told you you can do. Second thing is, you might just not see what it is right now because of your limiting beliefs, right? Because you could be having limiting beliefs that are stopping you from even exploring that thing. And you might be going, well, if I can't have that, then I don't want anything at all. Now think about that. You're stopping the creative juices and creativity from expressing itself through to you because your mind can't conceive what it is, right? And again, this is something that I come across a lot on this journey of working with people, is that they don't see themselves with what they have. So they're convincing themselves daily of what it is they can and can't do. And that's just, a programming. You might not see it right now, but it could be because your limiting beliefs are blocking you from seeing what's possible. You know what a belief is, right? A belief, in my own perspective, in my own program, I say it's a program. It's like a lens we look through, right? If I don't believe something is good, then it won't be good. If I believe something is good, it will be good. So a belief is either limiting us or it helps us expand. So I want you to remember that one of the other reasons why you shouldn't stop is because it's just a matter of changing your beliefs. If you release your limiting beliefs by replacing it with a more resourceful belief, then it could be that you're able to pursue something that will help you feel more worthy or feel more elevated to be the person that you're here to become, and that might open you up to a whole new experience of your life that you or your mind could never have perceived. What I want you to know is that a lot of people don't do this work. So, like changing their limiting beliefs. So their life is like one stone that just keeps rolling year after year after year after year. But what creative people do best is that they actually stop after a life cycle has finished or a season is finished. Creative people utilize the creative forces around them as a guide to help them release what no longer serves them. They detox, they declutter, and they delete and, cull to recalibrate with what's to come next. And that helps them welcome who they are now becoming, through the desires that come up from that empty space that they create. And it's a cyclical work. And, sometimes it is less logical, more physical and emotional that helps us then recalibrate and realize, more than what our limited beliefs can show us. So as an example, I didn't know what I was going to do for the next decade when, 2020 came. I was really in a quandary going, well, what is it that I'm going to do for a business and all of that? And I let myself be in that space and I decluttered, detoxed, of course, like in the lifestyle that I live, I'm always, aligned to nature. And I do detoxes, so when they do that, when creative people do that, they come to a place of, realizing. Now you might say, I'm not a creative person, Supriya, what are you talking about? The creativity that I'm speaking of is that, are you not creating an experience for yourself right now? Everything that you have going on in your life right now is a result of using the creative forces within and around you. So whether you're doing it deliberately or not, the experience is happening through creativity. So everything is an expression of creation. So you shifting your limiting beliefs to expanded beliefs, new resourceful beliefs, can actually help you see what more is possible for you. And really, nobody can give you that answer but yourself, because it's all within you. And as your coach, I can help you access that. So one of the wonderful things that you may not be aware of is that, success that your mind currently thinks of that is so out of your reach can be accessed immediately. And I'm going to share with you what my mentor Denise has taught me. I heard Jay Shetty say this the other day on a podcast, and Lewis Howes saying it. A lot of the doctors are saying it, that we can actually give our lives a makeover with the reality that we are living in, because everything is an experience, right? And experiences happen through our five senses. So to bring yourself closer, quicker to the reality that you're wanting to experience, you can actually use your five senses at the start, right? So what we're doing here is we're trying to anchor the new reality by changing our environment. So what you can do are these things. I'm just going to make suggestions and see if this is something that you can create for yourself, to see, to try it out, to test it out. The third way I want you to give your vision a try before quitting on it is by changing your environment. And there are a few ways to change your environment, and this is something I've learned from my mentors like Denise, and Jay Shetty was mentioning this the other day. And in the personal development world, we call them anchors, right? So anchors are like, if you'd like to live near the beach one day, how would you be, doing things around the house? Would it be any different? How would you have a routine that is it going to be different? What are the smells? What are the things that you'd see, So you could actually create that sort of reality within your current home by just bringing in an anchor for each of your senses. So olfactory sense, like a perfume or a scent or a candle that with a scent, could be a reminder of that beachside place that you'd live at. Like one of these, this is my dream as well, to live by the beach. So I have actually got shells all around my place, right? Seashells. So that's one. Second one could be that you align your diet to the version of you that you're wanting to become, right? Try that diet out, Then you could also start to listen to music, podcast, books, content that are more aligned to that version of you who's got that growth mindset, that spiritual part to you, that creative part to you, right? So that's the way you would anchor in that new idea that wants to come through you, and you can start to experience that reality more quickly straight away. And then you've got, your emotions, what sort of emotions would you be feeling? And you can also tap into situations. What sort of situations would help you feel those emotions. So a really powerful one that I have experienced in my journey is having mentors, coaches, teachers in my life and communities that have helped me see what's possible, because when you're in an environment where you already are aware of what's possible, you've been living it, a lot of people are talking the same things, getting the same results that you are already familiar with. The best way to start to think outside of what you already know is by actually learning from other people. Learning how they think. Oh, how did they get that result? Oh, what did they get? Like, I'm part of communities where women are making millions of dollars in a week, right? That's amazing, right? And something that my mind in my previous environment could never fathom. So I would never even aim for it. Another example is someone that just left her 9-to-5 job, got a caravan, bought a caravan, they sold their house. It was their lifetime dream. And so they've got 3 young kids, husband and wife. They basically are traveling all around Australia, and they're running their businesses from that van or that camper van. So if they can do it, so can I, right? If I wanted to. So you want to get amongst people that are going to help you elevate your thinking, spark creative juices in you to start believing in yourself that you too can have these desires and honor them, because other people are doing it. The only difference is that you are not believing that you are worthy to try what you desire. So other than that, I want to share a story about, one of my mentors, Matt. I was having a chat with him just before the year end. And one thing I love about a mentor-mentee relationship is that, when you're with your mentor, you can be kind of like a child, I invest in these things because I'm that to other people. And if you are that to other people, you must have your own coach, your mentor, your teacher, or whoever you are being to other people. You also need to have a figure like that in your life so that you get that direct experience for you. So yeah, Matt's great. And Matt's someone that's, really up-leveled his life, gradually, and he's done it so progressively that he's so steady in it, And for me at that time, I was going through a little bit of a, internal doubtful phase. And I said, can I ask, what are the questions that you asked while you are upgrading your life? When you went from being single to a family man, what sort of questions were you asking? What was the actual catalyst for your growth to that level? And he thought for a while, right? He was thinking for a while and said, you know what, Supriya, you just have to keep pushing, you just have to keep pushing past those thoughts that are keeping you, because that's what it is, consistency and a little bit of masculine energy, the doing energy. And that's, balanced with feminine, of course, but it takes a bit of push energy through those moments of disbelief, And he also said something that was really good, because that kind of made me think, you know what, it's all fair in love and war. So he's like, life is like this, right? And the journey of business is like this too. And so he's like, much of business is like that. And there's never going to be the magical moment where you go from this level to that level. It's all in the making and everyday activities. So once again, that just like, what I just shared with you before, it was a great, great, great reminder, because it helps to hear what other people that have already created the results that you're seeking, what they have to say about the journey. It's worthwhile, right? One of the things about having a mentor or mentors in whatever area of life that you have it, like your pastor at the church could be a mentor, or your high school teacher could have been a mentor to you, right? So what's a good thing about having a mentor or mentors is that you don't have to take their word like, you have to do it. You've still got to use your discernment to be able to take the right action for yourself. But you can learn a lot from another human being's experience when they share it with you. And a mentor-mentee's relationship is like that. And that's something that I really appreciate about mentorship, right? So that's something that I wanted to share with you, because it really goes hand in hand with what I shared about the 3 reasons why you shouldn't quit yet. Because until you've tried those things, you don't know, and you won't know whether you should quit or there's another option there for you. Now, I want to just say, if you're like me, I get caught up in the moment and I get really impatient. I'm very fiery when it comes to, going for what I want. And I get impatient very quickly, very early on. So having that coach mentorship really helps me stay, real about it, and bring my focus back on things that matter for the moment. So I just want to remind you, as your friend, as your coach friend, that if you're going through that phase where you're like, oh, but I'll be right at the beginning of the journey and I don't think that's possible for me, I just want to let you know that growth isn't like this, like a straight line. Growth happens, in a squiggly line. So you've got to be willing to define growth and success for yourself personally, to be experiencing it every day. It's not a one-time, one kick, one hit thing. It's like it happens every day. So it's all accumulative, it's compounded. So I want you to know that it's not too late for you to take a chance on yourself, on that something that's going to keep you excited to be living life as the more truer version of you, because there's a practical reason why you want this for yourself, because it brings you joy. So it'll have a ripple effect on the environment that you're currently in as well. It will have a ripple effect on your clients, your environment, your family, your relationships. So to sum it up, before you quit on that dream of yours, I want you to consider these things, right? I want you to ask yourself that before you think it's too late to take a chance on something, how important is it that you had that, what you wanted? Now, whatever that is that you want for yourself, is it aligned to the season of life that you're in right now? And would that thing or outcome that you're wanting, who would you become if you had that? So I want you to reach that clarity to know who would you become if you had that. And then I want you to go and look into the future a little bit and go, if you bypass these thoughts right now and you didn't work on it, would you take this regret to your grave? Would you do that? Because consider that, would you like to be remembered as the person who didn't try to overcome their limiting beliefs, having this knowledge that I shared with you now about, goals and things that we want? And third, if you can call it into your environment to upgrade your experience in some small ways, like using anchors and support of a mentor and a community or books and podcasts, all together, have you tried, to create that environment for you to see whether this is something that you're convinced about not having? So the main way most people get stuck is that they don't prioritize this, right? And if you want to be held accountable for this, for this sort of thing, for your personal evolution into this version that you want to be and you're craving to become, literally from your desires inside of you, why not give it a chance? Why not just go give it a shot? But do it right. You're not a child, you're not a rookie. For you to be thinking that it could be too late, it tells me that you might have some wisdom in you already. You might be, middle-aged at least, if not, over. So if you think like this, it's too late, or you could be thinking that it's not you, before you quit, I want you to consider those things, because last thing anybody wants is to feel a regret at the end of their life, right? So if you trust me as someone that is credible, book in a clarity call. You've got nothing to lose. It's free. The link is in the description or in my bio. And in the meantime, if you've liked this episode, why not give it a like and share it with someone you care about? And also subscribe. It'll really help me get the message out to more people. See you next week.